Hi, welcome to my channel. This is the video I promised a couple of you last week about finding the energy of the thing that you want, so becoming what you want. So I was going to do this as like a tutorial, so how I would teach it if you came to me as a coaching client, what I would tell you to do. Okay, if you've never done this before and you don't really know what I mean, this is a very good starting exercise. So when you're out in the car or on the bus or even going for a walk, but we're going to use an example. You're out in the car, you're driving, there's a car in front of you. And I did this yesterday as a little practice before I came out with this. There's a car in front of you, a little red car, whatever that car is. Okay, look at the car as you're driving. Obviously don't give it too much focus as you're concentrating on driving, but look at the car and then feel the car. So not only can you see what the car is, you can actually feel it. And it's like the energy of that particular car. So do it like that, practice like that. So I was doing that, and then I saw a couple of people walk down the road on the left, and I could feel the energy of the guy and then the girl. I don't know them, I don't know who they are. And that's only how their energy feels to me. I'm not saying that their energy would feel the same to anybody else, but to me, that's how it felt. And I can do this with absolutely anything. But in order to get you to practice and to really understand what I mean when you're becoming the thing, this is what I'm saying. It's a really good exercise to start with. So we were at this place a few years ago when Harry was a lot younger, with different rides and that sort of thing there. And we're there, and Harry was off with his friends. So we were just sort of having the day, just chilling, doing what we wanted to do. And I'm sat on the grass and I'm watching everybody walk past, and I'm doing it with everyone, and I can feel every single person that walks past has a different energy. But again, it's the energy that it is to me, and that's all that's relevant. If somebody else was doing it and felt something different, that doesn't matter, because that's not me. This is me. So I was doing it, I thought, God, I can do it with absolutely anything. I can do it with the tree over there, I can do it with the car there, I can feel it. And it's very subtle. It's not an overwhelming feeling, it's just a subtle feeling of that thing that you're thinking about. Now, you don't have to do it out and about. You could just do it sat in your own room, and you could look at things in the room and do it there. Look at the TV, think about the TV, study the TV and feel the TV. Again, it does sound a bit strange when I'm talking about it, but as you start doing it, you'll see what I mean. We feel things internally, we don't just see them. So you could do it like that if you wanted to, but going out and about and doing it with things that are not normally in your vicinity, so a random car, people, it can really bring you to that understanding that you can feel absolutely everything. Now, I don't know why that is. I don't know. It's just whether we have an energetic connection to everything. I don't know. But that is what you can do. So when you realize that you can do that, then you really realize that you're holding different energies within. And if you want something and then you feel the energy of it, you are then becoming it. So we'll use money as an example. So that's the first exercise. I would say definitely do that if you've never done this before. But if you immediately know what I'm saying and you can already do that, then that's fine. But it's just something to do if you've never done it before and this is all very new to you. It just really gives you an understanding of what's going on here, that you can feel everything. I'll give you a few examples. First of all, we'll go with money. Okay, so you want money. You want to manifest money, and maybe you don't have a huge attachment to that outcome, but you would really like it, but you just don't know how to do it, and actually nothing really is changing. You're not getting this money that you want. What would you do? How would you become money? And why would you do that? So think about money. Let's first of all just start with a £20 note. It's just easier if you can start small, because then you can build on that. So I'm not saying it's easier to manifest a £20 note as it is £20,000, but for a visual and this feeling exercise, let's just practice with a £20 note. So in your mind, you have a £20 note in your hand. So you're going to feel it in your hand, really feel it. You don't have to see it. If you don't see in pictures, it does not matter. What manifesting is not about the visuals we see, it's about the feeling that comes with the visuals. That's all it is. It's about the energy. It isn't about the actual thing that you see. So you're feeling it, and you're maybe crunching it up in your hand, and then you kind of pull it out, and then you sort of put it down and look at it, put your hand on it. It's all about the feel of it. Do that for a bit, and then how does that £20 note feel without having to do that in your mind? Can you feel the £20 note within? So you just say £20 note to yourself, and then feel it has an energy. It's not just something you see. It's not just a £20 note. It's energetic. It is energy, and that is all it is. But the way to get you to do that easier is to play around with it first of all, and then see, can you feel £20 notes? So you've got a feeling inside of you, and if you were to put a label on that feeling, it would be £20 note. So you're practicing with that. And then when you want to do it with a lot of money, you can imagine yourself holding lots of £20 notes and counting them out, maybe wrapping them up in an elastic band and putting them in a bag that you own. That's a good visual. But again, feeling, let's say you could just feel lots of money. It doesn't have to be an amount, lots of money. Feel that within, lots of money. How does lots of money feel? Just the term lots of money, does that have a feeling? Yes, it all does. And if you're not sure if you're getting it, you are, because it's what it feels to you. If it feels really subtle, it doesn't matter. It does feel quite subtle to me. It is actually raining out there, but it's quite light, so I'm going to see if we can go through it. And maybe it's a relaxing noise. Hopefully it won't. It's really hot, but it's just quite rainy today. Okay, so feeling it. Can you feel it? When you can feel it like that, really feel it, see if then you can get that feeling to expand into your whole body. And again, this is not particularly necessary. I mean, I've manifested things just by having that feeling of it fairly subtly and not doing this. But this is a case of learning to influence energy, manipulate energy. So can you do that? Can you really increase the power of it? It won't last for long probably, and as soon as it goes, that's fine, it's gone, but you can still feel it. So bring a person to mind, bring a family member to mind. Think about them, picture them, although again, the picture is not important, and see if you can feel their energy. See, the thing is, you're feeling their energy anyway when you think about them, so it's not anything that you're doing in particular, but you are noticing it. Become consciously aware of the energy of them. Just become consciously aware of it and sit with that just for a little bit. Again, feel it, feel it, feel it. This is all about feeling the people, the thing that you want, the situation that you want, and then we'll just go on to talking to yourself from the point of view of it afterwards. But first of all, it's getting a feeling. So you're doing that, so the feeling of them. So now let's take an example like this. So you're in no contact with somebody, and you're always feeling like you're manifesting contact, but mostly you're noticing that you have no contact. So mostly you are no contact, because that no contact, when you think about it, has a vibration. You'll notice it's like a little splinter in you the majority of the time that says no contact. If you had to put a label on it, that's the label you would put on it. So instead of worrying about how you're going to get out of no contact, you ignore the fact that you're in no contact. It is what it is. You are going to intend contact. Now see how different no contact feels to contact. Think about no contact, let the feeling come to you. How does it feel? Then think about contact. Let the feeling of contact come to you. Not you believing that you're going to get contact, just the feeling of the words contact. You will see how they are different. So you just bring yourself to contact. Sit with that feeling. Feel the feeling of contact. Forget that you're in no contact at the moment. It's completely irrelevant to what you can do. You're just honing in on the feeling of contact. I told someone to do this, a coaching client, it's about 3 years ago now, I think, and she was waiting for a really important recommendation from someone in order to get her a place. I won't go into too many details, but and he had been very encouraging, this particular professor, of her getting this place, but she kept saying, I haven't had it, and I'm going to lose out. This is not going to happen. So I said to her, you're focusing on the no contact and working out how you can mend that, but you need to forget that. You need to just bring yourself back to contact. Feel contact, like a little entity inside of you, contact from him. Then try and distract yourself as much as possible, but every time you go to the no contact, you come back to contact. Anyway, to cut a long story short, he eventually found 2 emails from her in his spam folder, and then he apologized. I'm so sorry, these messages went here and I didn't know I had them. All of that, it resolved itself in that moment, and it was about 3 days after I told her to start doing that. So that's just a really good example of how that works. She brought her energy, she changed that energy from no contact, she manipulated it to be contact, because there's no point having the energy of no contact because you don't want no contact. So you have to bring yourself to the energy you want, and just bringing yourself to an energy seems way more light, doesn't it? I guess you're just activating that energy. That, you know, you can't create energy and you can't destroy energy. It is what it is, and that's that. But you can manipulate it, you can influence it. If you don't like the word manipulate, just use the word influence. So it's bringing yourself to that, and then you actually do become it, because you are energetically it, right? I hope that that all made sense. And now we'll just go on to talking to yourself from the point of view of it. Let's say you want more money. Your money. How much money do you want? It doesn't matter. You don't have to have a figure in mind. You can just say lots of money. I am lots of money. So I am lots of money, talking to myself about, so you could see yourself in a mirror image if you wanted to. So you become the money and you say, it's so great that you've got me in your bank account now. I'm just the perfect amount for you. It doesn't matter what you say, but do you get where I'm coming from? You are talking to yourself from the point of view of the money, because the money is yours. If you can feel it and become it, and energetically, then you can talk to yourself from that point of view. Don't worry about tapping into certain feelings. What if I'm not feeling it right? What if that's not right? What if I'm supposed to have this feeling attached to it? No, you're not. You're not at all. It's just doing it. It's doing it. Now imagine, you are your car, just as an example, and talk to yourself from the point of view of your car. What would your car say to you when it saw you coming to get into it in the morning? What would it say? This is just a practice thing. Let's say a specific person. Talk to yourself from the point of view of that person. So you become that person. So feel them energetically. Then imagine, that's all you've got to do, just imagine that you are them talking to you. What would you like to hear them say? Do that. Say that. If you want to go to a particular place on holiday, but you have no money to go there and you don't know how that could ever happen, you become that country. Talk to yourself from the point of view of that country, welcoming you into that country. That's as basic as it is, and that's as simple as it is. It's no more complicated than that, and there's a very good opportunity to make this complicated, but it isn't complicated. It's very, very simple, and it's based on the notion that we are all connected, but we are connected to every bit of energy in this universe is part of us. So you don't have to believe that, though, to make this work. You could just do it as a trial. The thing is, if you're going to do it as a trial, you probably do believe that to an extent. Part of you thinks that, well, maybe we're connected. So, but if you definitely feel not, then you won't bother doing it, will you? So if you've got slight notion that it's possible that we are, then you will have a go. Sometimes it's quite difficult summing these things up in comments, but hopefully you got enough from this to be able to take you forward. But use it as a whole tutorial and start practicing manipulating energy, influencing energy. Why not? Why not? Only good can come of it, can't it? It's a massive, even if you just see it as a massive experiment and just see what you can do, and start with little things. I'm going to do my next video, I think, on ask and it is given. So subconscious instruction, subconscious direction, because that is my new life skill. That's the life skill I've learned over the years, and that is just everything to me with this. So I think, I am going to come and sort of think about, because I really thought about this video and how I was going to make this and what I was going to say, because it's quite a tricky one, and I don't normally script anything. I normally just come on and talk, and I couldn't really do that with this, so I have got a lot of notes here that I wanted to refer to, because when I'm trying to tell you a way to do something, I kind of needed to script that slightly. So I might actually do that with Ask and It's Given, because I've had a couple of things happen that I've used it for on purpose, actually just last week, and I will tell you the upshot of those and how I did it and what making that connection with the subconscious is, how that works, and I think that might be a useful one. Right, thanks so much for watching. If you don't know anything about me, I'm an author, manifestation coach, mindset coach, and self-concept coach.